Good morning, my fellow traders. Hope you all had a great week. And it was yet another awesome week for me and at least for my priority members. Only if you were disciplined. Now, this weekend's video is going to be really important. Especially this weekend's video because almost all the commodities I've sent to the members via my commodity reports has been played out. And it was not with the guess. It was all with entry confirmations, all with the wait and all with the patience. So make sure you watch the first part of the video if you really want to learn how I entered those trades. Some trades I have avoided, some trades I have taken, and why I have avoided some trades. Some trades that were set in the live sessions. Some trades I was sent via members only video, and also I teach you here on my YouTube channel. So you're gonna get lots of knowledge in the first part of this video. I'm also going to talk about the trades that was triggered via my AI trading bot, which is Money Market's AI trading bot. I'm also going to show you some false signals produced by this AI bot and why we shouldn't be relying on this all the time. But the trades that was triggered by this AI bot, some trades with an extra confidence I've taken, and that is why I have this bot there. How you can get access to this bot totally free, that is something you will also learn in this video. So don't skip it. If you skip it, that's totally your own loss. If you watch it, you will see at the end of this video, you will thank me that you get tons of knowledge. Now, first, I also want to clarify a few things. Now, if you are a beginner, I highly recommend you to go for the premium plan so that you get full knowledge of what trading is all about. How I take my personal trade, years of experience I've put in this plan, and I keep on adding that all the knowledge which I'm personally gaining, and everything is tested. You get my AI bot here totally free. You get these two plans totally free with my Discord group access where I'm active almost all the time. So for the beginners, that's a plan one time. And if you're someone who want to get my reports, and you will see the power of the reports, the trades I'm going to show you happen these weeks. At least you're not trading blindly. You know where to sell, where to buy, and how much room you have in between those zones. So for that, you have this plan. And if you want to get my live session, and you will see the power of live sessions as well, where I have given you conditions, live signals, that if these conditions forms without any complicated terms, in the live session, clear entry conditions, you will also see those trades which were set live. Multiple commodities trades, indices, crypto, all the trades, you will see that. So it's worth checking these out. Whichever is suitable for you, go for it. Instead of trading blindly and just looking at random people at YouTube. So let's start with this week's commodity report. Now, if you watch the first part of the video, you're going to also get some tips of the commodities which I normally don't mention in my YouTube videos, and you can have your zones ready on your charts totally free. Now, for Palladium, we had a zone that played out already here. That was sent a week before that. As you can see, nice fall from my zone, and now it is getting to the major structure support. So that's an area from where I will be looking to buy this market. Next up, we have Palladium. Now, here in Palladium, I've clearly mentioned the price is heading towards the major structure support, and I'll be closely monitoring this area for the potential buy setup on a smaller time frame. So let's go to Palladium right here. Now, as a member, you also get a members only video that gives you full confidence what I'm personally looking at in the market. The report is one thing you get so that you know where to buy, where to sell or not to sell. At this area, I won't be selling, right? I'll be looking to buy. But how? With my entry confirmation. Now, first, this report was sent. We are now in the zone right here. Now, what is the next step we are looking for? In trading, you are not just entering a blind trade when the price hit this zones. As you can see, it hit the zone. You start buying because Omar have sent the report. No, because we need to look for the conditions. If there is no condition, what happens? The price will break and we are looking at the next level. I'm going to show you the example of trade lead which I've taken and sent, and it goes against me. But what did I do? I take an opposite position. I'm going to get to that very shortly. Now, first, the report was there. Second, the members only video that is sent to my YouTube members. If you are my YouTube member, you get access to this video. It's only $5 or £5 a month. But if you are my priority members, you get the reports, you get the live sessions, you get these videos as well. So first, let's see the clip from the members only video, then the clip from the live session. Then you can see how I've connected all the dots.
Palladium is getting very close to my level, which is right here. I'll be paying attention to this level. That's a daily level as well, and that's a weekly level as well. So that is why I'll be paying attention to buy Palladium from here.
We have seen a nice head and shoulder pattern formation with this bullish engulfing pattern. So that will be a signal for me to go long. Again, I'm not sure how it's going to perform on 1 hour, but just for the sake of education, that would be my entry, and I'll keep my stop loss below and take profit. I will go 1-to-1 initially and then manage my trades accordingly. So we'll see how that goes. This report was also sent to the members in the weekly reports. Perfect. So let's align these videos. In my live session, in my report, we were waiting for the price to hit this zone to buy. Then in my live sessions with my members only, I've said that we are now getting closer, right? So I'm keeping you guys informed with the moves. And then in my members only video, go back on 1 hour. What do you see here? Let's remove that for a bit. Then I'm going to tell you why I have this yellow box here. So remove that. And in my members only video, we had a clear left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Not just the right shoulder. We also have an engulfing candle with my right shoulder. And guys, sorry about my voice. I am still having a very bad allergy. Now, right here, we have a right shoulder with engulfer. That was my entry. I have entered bit below, as you have seen in the video. And how nicely the price pushed up. It could have hit easily 1.4 200 watt to its ratio target as well. But I came out early, 1-to-1. I forgot to manage my trade, to be honest. That was a quick take profit. And why I had this orange box? Because next, as I promised you, you're going to get a tip. Next up, I'm also looking for the major head and shoulder pattern on 4-hour time frame. A bullish pattern for that. Price must hit my termination zone right here, these numbers in blue. So once the price hit my termination zone, I will wait for the retest back to this orange box and look for same condition we had on 1 hour to go along at least to this termination box. So that is why I have this yellow box here. But for that, the price must hit this green box, then must pull back down. So we'll see how that goes. Next, I want to show you the trade alert I've just mentioned, where the position goes against me. Then I went opposite, which is GBPAUD. Now, this was the trade I have taken. It's my valid pullback entry, as you know, but I knew that something is a bit wrong. Why is that? Because of this bearish head and shoulder pattern was formed. I was a bit prepared for this loss, but as my rule met right here, I have taken it. But what happens? It barely hit my take profit. It goes down like I suspected. That's why my risk was a bit low here. Now, once the price break below this low, I didn't hold on with my trade, just with an anger, because I want to hold this trade and I want to see it come back to my entry point to come out without placing a stop loss. My stop loss was there. I was out. Instead, I looked for a bearish condition. And what do you see right here? A bearish engulfer that happened just on Friday. Now, if you join my priority group just for these signals, trust me guys, for the signals, you're not going to get much benefit, because I might be sending 1, might be sending 2. And for example, as you can see on your screen, first was a buy signal, second was a sell signal right here. Short, long and short for the same pair. Why is that? Because the condition changed. Now let's close this one and let's keep it on the side. Now here I've mentioned that similar pattern found on Euro AUD. Now if you just join me for the signal, this trade might be a loser, but Euro AUD might be a winner. But you have only taken this trade, and ignoring that will give you nothing. But instead, if you want to learn what Omar is looking at in the market, what reports Omar is sending there, what he's saying in the live sessions, what he's saying in the members only video, it will make your trading much stronger rather than just trading blindly watching YouTube videos. I give you a full plan here. Even if you are a member, if you are a course member, my student, you don't even need to wait for my signals. You create your own signals and you take your profits and targets according to your own risk management. So that's a full-fledged system if you're going to go for the full course. And these 2 plans will be free. Now, here, I've taken an opposite trade, and right here, that nicely pushed down 74 pips almost. Right here on my platform, that just barely hit my profit of 74 pips. On IC markets, that hit the targets. Feel free to close this trade or manage this trade. So that's the winner here. With that, I've also mentioned a live running trade, similar pattern found where? Right here. That's my live running trade here. My account is not connected yet with TradingView, but that's my live running trade here, and similar pattern found here. Now, if you're watching these alerts, to learn that same pattern, break below, pull back, bearish engulfer, we're going short. And same pattern right here, break below, pull back, bearish engulfer to go short. That is how you learn. So that is a good example of things going wrong. We make the things right, and then we take another trade to put you back in profits. So a very good example here to learn that we are not getting angry with the losing trade. Instead, come out and look for the next opportunity. It's just a date. We are not marrying a trade. So let's move on. the commodity report. And next up, we have crude oil. Now, for crude oil, I've clearly mentioned the price pushing low and now inside the major structure support. Price is heading to counter trade zone, and now I'm looking to enter my buy trade. Now, this was the trade I've shown you in my last weekend's video that was running live. My position was set, my entry was there, you have seen already, and what a blast we had here out of crude oil. And exactly where it stalls, at my area of value that was mentioned here. Let me show you that on NEMEX right here, exactly where I mentioned, and it stalled and forms a bearish candle. How perfectly the price pushed up with this double bottom. And not only that, in my live session, I've clearly informed my members that I'm in the trade and I'll be adding one more position. And as you can see on Oana, I have one trade here, second with my bullish 382 candle right here. That's what I've taken. Now let's see the clip so that we can connect the dots, and you'll see how I scale up my trades, just sitting back, watching the markets, giving me the right time to enter. First see the clip and then we can connect the dots and see what lesson we have learned here.
Crude oil, we'll see, is forming a double bottom. I'm already in the trade, not sure how it's going to go. But if that confirm as a 382 bullish candle, that's my buy signal again. I might be taking one more trade because I'm already in one trade of this engulfing pattern. I might be entering one more trade here to scale up my positions, and we have a divergence here as well. So we'll see how that close 382 bullish or engulfing candle, both will be my buy signal. So we'll see how it close.
Perfect. You see the power of patience and taking a trade with condition, how nicely it blasted up, hitting the targets, hitting my next level, and my first target, second target, both has been hit. So that is how you need to be trading. Now last week, barely I got one trade alert, one signal. I've taken that, a losing trade I've just shown you. This one. Then on Friday, I've got these two opportunities. I've waited for the setups. I'm talking about Forex, but in commodities, I've taken the other trades I've just shown you. So don't have to be in the trade. Not trading is also winning because you are waiting. That is why it is your business. It is not a game you are just sitting down and just hitting sell or buy button and getting excited. Losing money is not excitement, but waiting and entering a right setup is excitement. And then if your stop loss is hit, you are not wrong. You followed your rule, things goes against you, go for it, go for the next one. Look for the next good opportunity. And then we have wheat here. Now, I've not taken any trades for wheat. I don't like trading wheat, but let me show you here. And I've also mentioned that in the live session about wheat, that we are now getting a sell signal. And as you can see right here, I've clearly mentioned that we are in a major level of resistance, and that is a trend continuation bearish area. And I'll be looking for the sell setups. Now here, I've clearly mentioned we had a double top, we had a bearish engulfer right here in my live session, and I've set my entry right here, even though I've not taken this entry, just to test wheat. And right here, that was an entry, and it barely hit more than one ATR target, and then it quickly pushes up. And that is how not placing your take profit is as risky as not placing your stop loss. Not my trade, but just for the sake of example, for the learning, that nicely pushed up. I don't like wheat because that's normally a right sideways market. It's never trending much, as you can see, always running sideways. That is why I don't like trading wheat, but some members, they are interested in that, but it follows the rules and nicely pushed down. Then we have silver in the report. Very interesting. I'm going to get to the full analysis of silver shortly. Now first on silver, right here, I'll be entering this trade, by the way, which I'm going to get to in my analysis part. Now here I've said that price is pulling back to the zone, and I'll be looking for an entry condition on smaller time frame. First, I want to show you an entry pattern on 1 hour, an early signal. That happens here, first bottom, second bottom, that would have hit your take profit easily, but I was looking for an entry on 4 hour. Now we are in the zone right here as expected, double bottom here, and we'll see how that goes. But I want to show you how nicely the price rejected from the zone that was sent in the report. So hang in there, I'm going to do the full analysis and how I'm going to enter this trade in the next part. Now with that, I've sent this Forex reports as well. As you can see, how nicely the price pushed down from my resistance, nicely followed and hitting 153 pips of take profit. Now we are looking at the next level, which I'm going to give you a tip right now because we are in the video right here to buy this market. And that is how we enter the trades, with confirmation, not a blind entry. And then I want to show you GBPNZD. Now I'm looking at the possible setup here on GBPNZD. I want to show you that, which is right here. Now price is inside the support. There is no confirmation. No confirmation means no entry. I'm looking here on 1 hour time frame for the early breakout. So I'll be looking at a solid breakout above aggressively or breakout below to go short or long. So we'll see where it breaks, but that is something, a different strategy that will be put in the course by end of this year. So I'm looking at the breakout here. I know that's a different strategy, but I'll be also looking at my entry condition like in golfers if that happens in this area. Then we have Euro Japanese yen. I want to show you this pair. Your Japanese yen just hit my support zone, right? I mentioned that. Now I'll be looking for the possible entries, but I've not taken a trade here. But as you can see how nicely the price pushed up 261 pips from here. But for me, no conditions, no entry on 4 hour. On 1 hour, for me, okay, if you trade on 1 hour, we had multiple entries. We had a 382 pin bar. If you are my student, you know what entry is that. And that nicely played out. So for me, that was not an entry in 4 hour. On a smaller time frame, we had an entry. So that played out nicely here as well in Forex. I've also sent report for indices, but we are still waiting for the price to come on in those zones. Now, I want to show you some breakout patterns, which I personally trade, which I'm teaching, and which I'm going to put in the course this year as well. I'm going to show you that breakout trades. First, I want to show you a trade I've taken here. A nice winner. You'll be amazed to see the profits of this trade. Let me show you that. Oh no, that's a losing trade. That's a reality of trading, right? I've entered this trade at the breakout, solid flat pattern formed on USD Canadian dollar, nice uptrend. What is stopping me to take this trade? Nothing. One thing, a stop loss right here. So I've entered here with a breakout, and unfortunately that didn't play out. But I've not stopped here. I moved on. Look for the next entry condition, which is what? Which is, I know your favorite. For most of you, spread is good. Right here, GBPUSD, rising wedge. And that is not blind. I've clearly informed my member. First, let's see the clip in the live session. Then we can connect the dots from there.
So GBPUSD is above 50 and 20 EMA. Make sure the price break above this high or break below this low. Above will be buy pullback entry. Below will be sell pullback entry bearish. Otherwise, solid close will be an entry condition as well. A risky entry, but still an entry. We'll see how that goes.
Awesome. So you see a next entry played out, how we entered at the break, nicely hitting the targets. One more breakout trade, which is still running, and that is a commodity called copper. Right here. What a breakout pattern we have got right here. And that is not just sent in the live session. That was also mentioned in my members only video. Let's see the clip from the live session, and then let's see the clip from the members only video, how we are connecting the dots from there.
Ascending symmetrical triangle, I would say. So we'll see where it breaks. Lots of rejection we had here. 1, 2, 3, 1 here. We'll see where it breaks. Above will be very aggressive buy, low will be aggressive short. EMA is flat, so it doesn't matter where it breaks. Wherever it breaks, that's my direction. And I'll be looking for the retest if you are not an aggressive trader and a golfer to go long, which will also become the pullback entry bullish.
But copper has just broken out with a solid candle. I would say wait for the retest of the triangle, and then it will likely to push up. For aggressive traders, that would be aggressive entry, but still I would enter at the half of this candle and keep my stop loss just below this triangle and take profit. I would go to the recent high, going 1.2 to 1 reward to risk ratio. Perfect, a solid breakout. Now for me, I missed this entry because I want to get a better reward to risk ratio. I was waiting for the pullback to the half of this candle, which never came, and price pushes up. But in this scenario, if the price would have came down, I would have decreased my stop loss, and I would have just come out right here getting 1-to-1 take profits because price just recently hit these highs. So we might see some consolidation before the price pushes up. But for me, I missed this entry, but that is why it called less aggressive entry. Aggressive trader would have entered here and they would be in profits already, a bit of profit here, and then your risk to reward ratio will hinder, bit risky till here, I would say, but still the breakout confirms the upside move. So that is how we learn these entries in the community. That is why trading in the community make things stronger. In my Discord group, we discuss multiple entries. I jump in the discussion, and trading is a lonely thing. Trust me, you need to have a good community of like-minded traders, and how nicely it breaks out hitting the targets. Now, next up, I want to show you a massive move happened in gold and how we were prepared for this entry. This move, we were already prepared when it never happened. I want to show you the clip from the live session so that we can connect the dots and learn how we entered the trades, how we entered this massive move out of gold. No ifs, no buts.
Gold is pushing up, heading to the top right here. Guys, keep looking for the double top here with solid engulfer or with solid 382 candle, long wick, small body at the bottom. If that happens, we can expect a solid pullback will be enough to cut your profits. But we can also look for an entry on 1 hour time frame. So first stop here, second top, if that happens here, then we can go for the scalp stop loss here, and we can go for the $27 move, which is 2,000 pips. Very good amount of money we can make here, but we'll see how that goes. In that case, I'll be going short on 1 hour. Keep looking for that as well. So we'll see how that goes on gold.
Perfect. So that is what we call getting yourself prepared for a move like this. What do you see here? Cleared bearish engulfer. That we're waiting for. And at that time, when I'm telling about these entries, I know you might be wondering, oh, let's sell here. Why shall we wait for this candle to form? But when it actually forms, that is your win, because you have predicted this move before time and it exactly happens at that time. And how satisfying it feels when your entry condition forms and it gave you a nice waterfall of red candles. And that is what you call taking your trades with conditions, without ifs, without buts. I also want to mention coffee here because I've talked about that very shortly in my video, not for the long. And as you can see, the coffee nicely hit down from my resistance. And right here, that was clearly mentioned. Now, I've not taken this trade personally, but we had this bearish big candle. I would have entered at the half, not at this momentum candle, but it nicely reacted from the zone. That was clearly mentioned in the live session.
Coffee still in the range, one above, one below. So we are not looking at that. Coffee has a resistance above right here and support right here. Wherever it falls, I'll be buying from here and I'll be selling from here. So we'll see where it goes.
Perfect. So that is something we need to be prepared of. That is something you get in the report, and that is how we need to be trading. Now, as I promised, that I want to show you my AI trading bot, some false signals it produced and why we shouldn't be taking those signals if you're someone who's still using the AI bot. Now, if you want to get this bot free, either you're going to get this plan. With that, you get full course. That is highly recommended, because then you're just not using the bot alone. You know when it can go wrong, and you get these two plans for free. Otherwise, you can go to the broker section, join one of my partner broker, and you also get this AI bot free once you deposit minimum 1K and you open few trades, and then you get this bot totally free. So that's something you get for the bot. So let's play this bot and we'll see how it reacted. First, I want to show you USD Japanese yen trade. Now, this was the trade I already prepared my members to enter a buy trade right here with my members only video. Now, first, I want to show you the clip from the members only video that we can connect the dots from there. Then I'm going to show you USD-JPY. I'm waiting for the breakout of this pair. We have a nice symmetrical triangle on 1 hour time frame. That's just an intraday setup. If I see a solid close above or below, I'll be taking my trades. But my bias will be upside. If we have a solid close above, I'll be more confident to take this trade than below, because we're 50 EMA support. Nice one. So you see that in the members only video, I've said that the breakout on the 1 hour time frame will be my entry. And as you can see, the breakout happened and that was my entry right here. That nicely pushed the price up. Now on 4 hour, I've also seen a signal was triggered right here, but I didn't enter here. I entered at my breakout, even though the take profit was almost aligning with my own trade, but I waited for the breakout. I could have entered right here, that given a signal, and that also hit the take profit, and we could have scaled one more position to go long. So we are both bullish and we were both going on the same side. That was an extra confidence from this bot. Another one I want to show you, USD CHF. Now, first I want to show you why I've taken this trade. First, we had what? We had this entry condition right here. And that aligns with my AI bot. That if you are my student, you know what entry is that. A 382 bullish Fibonacci entry. It follows some rules. Don't take this trade by looking at this candles in the market. We have some rules. Once it met, we take the trade. So with my 382 candle, this AI bot triggered a signal entry right here, and that aligns with my AI bot. Goes in the favor and gave me a confidence that yes, my bot has detected the volume. With that, we have an entry condition. Let's go for it. So that's one signal that played out perfectly fine. And I want to show you here, as you can see, that's not a very strong head and shoulder pattern, but it triggered a signal that just is right here. We have this bullish engulfing pattern. We have this pin bar, and that looks good to me. I might take this trade, but I don't like this pair, but I've just drawn this pattern. That is bullish pattern. With that, we have this AI bot triggered as well. Gave me some confidence that this trade might plays out. Now, remember the GBPUSD trade I've shown you in the members only video where we were entered at the breakout. Now, what do you see here? Right at the breakout, after a couple of minutes, after I would say a couple of hours, this bot triggered a signal as well, and that nicely hit the take profit with my breakout entry. So gave me confidence that yes, I entered with the breakout, the bot has detected the volume here as well, and that nicely pushed up. And there was one signal here as well which I've not taken, but I just want to show you how we can use this bot with extra confidence. Now I want to show you some false signal. Let's look at the crypto market. Now, right here, in this downtrend and below 50 EMA, no confirmation why I would have entered here. Just because there is one volume candle and that pushes down. And that's a range market, doesn't look good to me. But instead, if that would have given me short signal, I might go for it. Same goes the next one. Why would I have gone for the long one? Because we have a downtrend. Crypto is falling. If you would have broken above 50 EMA with this volume candle, then I might go for it. Same goes with all the others. That is how it also triggers a false volume. So you need to be careful with that. Don't just rely on this bot completely. So I hope you have got some flavor of this bot. If you want to get it, that's totally up to you. I've already mentioned that. If not, that's again totally up to you. So I hope you have got a value out of the first part of this video and you have learned lots of stuff from the first part. Now let's move on to do an analysis of nat gas, gold, silver, and crude oil, starting with natural gas. Now first, I want to show you one entry of my natural gas. Now right here, if you are my member from last couple of months, when I take my nat gas trade, I normally take two targets, one smaller, one bigger, but I keep one stop loss for the bigger targets. If the things goes against me, I use the second stop loss, which is a bit bigger, and that is an ATR below this entry candle. Now for the new audience, let me show you the previous trade alert that was sent to the members right here. So that was a short trade that was sent to the members a couple of weeks ago, and that is how I set two targets. That was a bearish pullback entry that played out, I remember, but here is an opposite of this entry. That's why I take two targets, because first I didn't like this gap candle with engulfer. That's why I didn't send it as an alert. But for my students, you know what entry is that? A valid entry on Ovana. It barely hit my stop loss, then it moves back up. Now, that's up to me. The way I trade nat gas, I don't hold on with my trades for the long term, but I just go for the quick trades, better reward to risk ratio, and then it come out. Now here, it just pushes up. Luckily, I'm not sure how it's going to go. If the price market open above in gap, then it's fine. I'll be out of this trade. Now, first, that is still a range market, but we can see a signs of bullish candles right here. On 4 hour, on daily, it has detected this volume above 50 EMA, but let's remove this bot first. Here, we are getting this strong, big bullish candles across here, and we are getting this bullish candle as well. So that signals the price will likely going to push up. And looking at the winters coming up, we might see a good demand. The demand of nat gas might be increased, and that can cause a push up. Now we have an extra level of resistance, which is 3.554, goes up to 3.625. With that, we have an entry pattern for the bullish entry pattern right here. And for now, I'm expecting a price to push further high. Now, if you're someone who's not in the trade already, if the price pushes down, let's say it hit my stop loss and stalled at 50 EMA and farms and bullish engulfing pattern, that will be a second chance entry for me to go long again. So as long as we are above 50 EMA, we are bullish for natural gas. I'm expecting a price to push up to this red zone, from where I will be looking for the short-term sell trades come out quickly, and the price might continue to push up to these level. So for now, we had a buy signal, and I'll see how that goes. Now I want to show you a signal here on capital.com. That's a valid entry right here. That looks good to me. Solid engulfing pattern, the way I teach my student. A solid pullback. Now, there are two ways of entering. One is a flag pattern right here that barely closed above this trend line. So that's one confidence for me. Two type of entries I would go for. I've already shown that in the first part of the video. If you have seen the first part, you have seen the breakout entries I've taken. So that would be an entry as a breakout by keeping a stop loss below 50 EMA and take profit just below the resistance. Otherwise, that's a pullback entry. Again, I go for the two targets. One will be smaller target, which is 80 pips. That looks like this, just for the scalp, and a bigger target. Again, I would go around 100, bit below 50 EMA to go long. So there are two confidence here. One with the flat pattern breakout, one with the bullish engulfing entry, and we'll see how that goes. If you have taken this trade, you're in this trade already. If you are my student, you know that it's a valid entry. If it opens above in gap, that's a win for you. If below, there's a stop loss there. And if you're close below 50 EMA, we'll see a further push down. But I'll keep an eye if the price nicely pushed up. We have a nice zone, 4.167, 4.169 goes up to 4.310, from where I'll be looking to short this market short term only. So for now, we had a bullish engulfer, solid buy signal above 50 EMA. That's my entry pattern. And we are above 50 EMA, and we might see a push up. Gap is not filled yet. That is why it might come down as well. If it opened down in gap, then again, we are looking at this green zone. But that is something we're going to figure out when the market is open and keep you guys informed. For now, for me, that's a buy signal, and we'll see how that goes. But that gap, I don't like this gap, because sometimes the market come down to fill a gap. It could be now, it could be after hitting this resistance, and then it pushes back down. And remember, the bearish head and shoulder pattern is still there. And if it breaks above this zone, only then the price will turn completely bullish. For now, we are bullish, and signals looks good to me towards the upside. Now on NEMEX, I want to mention something. That's not a valid engulfing pattern. So if the market pushes up on the other sides, it's going to push up here as well. Or if it pushes down here, hitting this green zone, then we might be seeing a bullish engulfers or double bottom to go long from here. Because as a previous support that was broken, as you can see, the price barely retest, and it might push up. Now, it also might forms an engulfing candle on a daily time frame. If that happens, that's a buy signal on daily time frame as well, looking here on NEMEX platform. Now, if the price continues to push up, I'll be looking at this zone. As you can see, these numbers in blue and these numbers in blue for the red zone for the possible double top here or bearish engulfer to go short. So overall, I'm still expecting a price to push up, looking at this bullish candle. So keep an eye and make sure you're looking for the condition. Now here on gold, what do we have? Price from the head and shoulder bearish pattern, which I've already informed you, and that was sent in my Telegram channel. If you don't follow me there, make sure you follow me there, because I sent these signals there as well. Now, I'm still waiting for the price to form a bearish condition at this area, at the neckline that was recently broken. If you're wondering, not a valid entry, even though that push down 180R looks like it. If you would have entered here, yeah, that looks, the still push down 180R, again, that's not my valid entry. For me, I want to see a solid push up and bearish engulfer with a long wick. I'll be going short. If there is a valid pullback entry, if you're my student, you know what valid entry is, that it must meet 6 rules which I teach you. Now, if the price rejects here and forms a bearish candle, there will be a third entry of the head and shoulder pattern with bearish engulfer to go short. If there is no condition here and the price breaks and close above, then I'll be looking at the price to hit the recent high, which is right here, and then we might see a triple top where the price can likely to react. So keep an eye first here. Look for bearish signs. If not, then we are short-term bullish till here, and then we're going to look for the bearish signs here. So keep an eye. That's something I'm expecting from gold. And this is just a minor anchor from where we might see some short-term bounce. Next up, we have silver. Now, silver has formed a double bottom. I'm not expecting a big reversal, but once the market is open, I'll be entering right here. I would have entered. I was going to enter it, but the market was about to close. That's why I just waited for Monday. Now, I would just go an ATR below, something like this, to go 1-to-1 initially. So for now, I'm expecting a short-term bounce from here. Looking at this double bottom, we might see a solid push up, rejection for 50 EMA. If there's a bearish engulfer, I'll be going short. Now on this platform, that's a valid bearish pullback entry. If you have taken that, that's a good entry for the quick scalp. For the students, you know what entry is that. For now, for me, that's a double bottom completion, and I'll be taking this trade. And guys, don't take my words on it. It might be a losing trade, and it's just my opinion. Shouldn't be taken as any sort of trading advice. So we have a buy signal. I'm expecting a short-term bounce from here. Finally, we have crude oil, nicely pushed up. Now on Ovanda, the zone looks like this. We had a double top aggressive here, and on NEMEX, we have a double top aggressive here as well. So looking at that, I would enter here. Might take this trade, but I keep my stop loss above the zone and take profit, something like this 1-to-1 initially. So that's something I'm expecting for the price to give us some pullback, not a reversal, but some pullback. That's enough to cut your profits. And then if there's a bullish engulfer above 50 EMA, I'll be simply going long. So let's see how this react. We are now in the major structure that was adjusted and sent to the members as well. If we are broken above these highs, then the price will turn completely bullish. So that's it for the quick update. And if you got a value, don't forget to hit a like button for me. Subscribe if you're new so that we can all trade together and trade efficiently. I hope you trade green, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care.